Hey guys, today we have a 2008 Honda Accord that doesn't have any AC or there's no cold air when it's driving the car. So we're gonna check and verify if it doesn't have a freon or some components are messed up like AC compressor or maybe just some electrical problem like relay or fuse. All right guys, let's go diagnose and start doing this. Let's get to it. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is verify the problem. We're gonna make sure that the AC compressor is working. If that is engaging and we still have no cold air, um, it's not the compressor problem. But right now, let's go ahead and verify it. Let's go ahead and start the car. Go over here. I'm gonna skip some of the process, but it's about the same thing. This is the fastest way to check it for me. Start the car. Make sure everything is on for the AC. Circulating on, max, AC on, right there. So as I can tell it's lukewarm. Then let's go to right here. As you can see, the AC compressor is not engaged. Right there. The inside part, the outside part is not engaged, not even spinning. So we're gonna check what I'm gonna do. Check if we have some pressure. Check here. Check the hot. So this is the low side and this is the high side. We're gonna check the high pressure sensor and if they have power going into the compressor. And you can also check your fuse box here. Let me just turn off the car so you can hear me. Okay. So this is the easiest way and the fastest way to check it. First, what I'm going to do, turn on the low pressure. This is the low pressure side. Do not open the high pressure side, which is the skinny one. The fat one is the low pressure side. Let's just do a quick check. If there's any pressure. Then get it. What you gotta do is get some flat screwdriver or anything sharp that goes in there, and then press that nozzle. If you hear something, do not smell it. It's just a little bit of pressure. It might not have a freon, but let's go ahead check two things that I need to check. First, check the high pressure side if you have any power going on, because this is the sensor right here. If you follow that high pressure line going back to radiator, and you'll see that. Show you that one. That's the high pressure side. I'm gonna disconnect it. Okay, and I'm going to check the power. Okay, so I'm gonna do if there's a power going through there. Let me go ahead start the car again. Okay, same thing. Make sure the climate control is on. So now that's disconnected, I'm going to have my test light. Put it to the negative side of the battery, right there. And with these test light, I'm going to touch one of the terminals there. Okay, see if I can do it. 1 second. Okay, so this is my test light. You have it on the negative side, negative terminal. I'm going to go ahead and touch it. Okay, I have a power because as you can see, this fan turns on every time I touch it. Check it out. See that? So that's good there. So I'm gonna go ahead, connect it, put it back again. See that? There's a power because the fan is turning on. Let's go ahead and turn off the car. So there's a power there. The question is if there's a pressure inside. That means there's pressure inside to activate it. The next thing we're gonna do is check the power supply that goes to the compressor itself. So there's a 1-pin connector there. So if we can focus down here, that's for the alternator going down here. And there's blue tab. We'll disconnect that one. There you go. And then same thing. We're gonna use the test light. If there's a power coming out from here to supply our AC compressor. We're gonna go ahead, turn on the car again. All right, let's check that. Okay, make sure everything is on. AC is on. All right. Same thing. We have the negative terminal. This test light we have connected to the negative terminal. And then be careful with the fan and the belt in your hand. What I'm going to do is grab this connector and put a test light in there. See that? So that means we have a power. We have a power to go to the compressor. Let's turn off the car. Okay. So what does it tell me? Let me go ahead install that. Put that connector back in there. Make sure we don't forget it. What does it tell me right now? So we know for sure that we have power going through to the compressor. If you have a power, that means our fuse are good, our relay are good for the AC compressor. So technically we don't have to check the fuse because we know we have a power going through it. If you want to check it, just to double check it, you can just open this fuse box and find the one it says MG clutch, which is that one. See, there's this glare in here, right there. MG clutch 7.5 amps, which is right here in the corner. There's a 7.5 fuse there. I'm not pulling it out because I know it's working. And also your relay, you can check your relay, which is that relay right there with the snowflakes and radiator kind of thing. You can go ahead and switch some of the relay around and you know if it's working or not, or get a new one. That's cheap, it's like 10 bucks. But I know that I have a pressure, my fan is working, and I have a power going through, and still doesn't engage my AC compressor clutch. One more thing before we say it's the compressor problem. If you hold this, if you go down there and spin that outside, see, I can't even spin it by hand. That is locked up. That most likely the compressor is bad. And I do have the new compressor here. If you look at it, this is the outside. I'm telling you, if you can spin this by hand, it's not locked up. See that is spinning. If it's locked up, that's bad, and you have to replace it. The whole thing inside is locked up. So now we know the AC compressor is bad. And that's what I'm going to do. Replace it, disassemble it, replace it. And one more thing that you can do is bypass this. Another check. Bypass this on the high pressure side. What you're going to do, remove it. Let me show it to you. Okay, what you can do is disconnect the high pressure sensor right there. And then what you can do is bypass it. You're going to have this wire. Go ahead, put it in one end and the other. So just bypass it. If you do that and turn on the car and still your compressor doesn't turn on, doesn't engage, that's another sign that you're, and now for sure that the compressor is bad. AC compressor is bad. And which I already did that. I'm not going to show you. That's pretty easy. Get a little wire or pin, bypass those, turn on. Make sure you have the power supply if your compressor is connected. And mine did not engage the AC compressor, so I will be replacing the AC compressor. So that's what we're going to do. First, remove the freon in the system, and then remove the compressor. All right. Okay. So before we remove the AC compressor, we need to release the pressure. We need to evacuate it. I don't have a machine to evacuate it, but this is what I made. I have this hose. I have this connector that goes to the low pressure side. As you can see, connected here. And this hose long enough to drop to a bucket of water. That is just my weight, so when the pressure line goes in, it doesn't go up. Dip it there. All right. And this one is still kind of close. This is gonna sip a little bit, but let me turn it on. Let's turn it on now. Once this is connected, let's go ahead and connect it. There you go. See that? It's filtering to the water. You might have a little bit leakage here, but that's just a little bit. I got my fan on and everything. So I'm gonna let it evacuate everything, release all the pressure, then go ahead and start with compressor. All right, enjoy. All right. So once that's done, you can see there's no more pressure. You can go ahead and remove these, and you can tell there's no freon in there. Let's go ahead close this. There's no light, there's no color. And then we're gonna remove the belt. But to access that for the belt tensioner, I'm going to remove these power steering pump, reservoir, so it won't be in my way. Then remove this bracket right here, so we have plenty of room. Okay, so I can remove this bracket, put it aside. So now this one is freely to go in there, and I have room to put my 14mm wrench here to get that pulley tensioner pulley right there. And when I turn this, I'll be able to remove that belt. Let's go ahead and do that. I check that. Let me see. Make sure I'm not in the way. Okay. I'm gonna pull this towards me. That's it. Belt will come off. All right, that's off. the side. Belt is off. So now we can go ahead, disconnect everything on for the AC compressor. Okay, as you can see, I lifted the car. It's easier for me to access the AC compressor underneath. I'm just gonna remove this plastic cover here. Okay, so down here, so you can see you have bolts here for the AC compressor, and same as over there, up there, those bolts there for the AC compressor. And for the lines, those are 10 millimeter. I believe the bolts are 12 to 10. Let's go ahead, disconnect all the lines, and then if after you disconnect all the lines, we're gonna disconnect the bolts for the compressor itself. Okay, so we have disconnected the compressor line, this one and that one. And then now we have to remove these bolts here for the compressor. I believe those are 12, four of them on top and two more in the bottom. All right, so all the bolts are out. So you can see it's moving now. Nothing else attached. That could come out. Let's see. Question will be, which way is it going out? Bottom, top, or side? I gotta figure it out. I think there's a way in the side. Let's see this one. If it will drop. Um, Let me get it out. Use my two hands. Okay, so remove the compressor out of the car. I will be removing this fan here. Just two bolts here, and this should slide up. Of course, we're gonna disconnect this disconnector and probably remove this away as well to give us more room. All right, so the fan is out of the way. This one has just tab here, a clip here. Go down here and it'll pull out pretty easy. I don't think we have to remove this coolant reservoir, but from here you can just grab this compressor and lift it up slowly that you won't hurt that radiator fins you have. Pull it out slowly. All right, now we got it out. Awesome. And now we can get a quick comparison for the new one we have. So hopefully all matches. So you can see that's the original one, and this is locked up right here. Can't even spin it. Okay, so it looks like pretty the same. Connector here, connector there. We will be removing these and transfer it to this side. Couple screw here. Small bolt here. We want to remove that and transfer this all the way here, and you can put it back together. And before you do that, make sure that, and when you put it back, see this here, This gasket, we're gonna replace a brand new one, and make sure you oil it. Same thing with the other one we have here. All right, let's get it. Okay, guys, we're having some struggling here. In the old piece we have, this one need to come off because of the brand new piece, the new compressor does not come with it. I thought the Rock Auto forgot to put it there, but apparently I went to AutoZone Advanced Auto Parts. None of the compressor comes with it. They don't come with it, even though in their picture showing it comes with it. So I need to remove these. But that bolt is giving me a pain in the butt. So this one is good. So I'm gonna drill this out, and hopefully I can come up and to remove it, so you can see, and and find another one. All right, guys. After all the tries, finally got it spinning. See that? You see? And focus there. It's finally spinning out. Still a little stuck, but see that one? It's moving. Okay. Finally, I'll be able to take this out. What's spinning? There we go. See that? It's coming out. Now, I have to find a bolt that would go here. Finally. Sucks. Look at that. Messed it up so bad. Let's check this one. Be careful. This one should be still okay. It didn't hurt it too bad. Go ahead and replace that too. Okay, so these are a new one right here. And this has to go there. We just have to make sure we change the gasket O-ring. All right, so we have a new O-ring here. Make sure you oil it. Put some oil before you install. That's it. And then when you put it there, it should be tight. It's good. So now I'm gonna find another one of these. All right, so we have everything ready. We put this back. We have a new bolt that goes there. We install it together. Now we're about to put it back to the car. We have new gaskets, those fittings. Now let's put it back. Okay, so right now I have two long bolts for the AC compressor, and we're gonna go underneath to get the other two, a little bit shorter bolt. But this one we can actually go ahead, let's see, install this, put that line. You gotta be very careful putting that in. Don't force it. It should go in pretty easy. There you go. And let's go ahead, put the nut, and the bolt to that one. This is a short one. Make sure I have the right bolt. Hope this is the right one. Yep. I'm not tightening them yet. Just hand tied it. Snug it. Okay. I think I got the wrong one. It doesn't look like the right one. I have plenty of them. There you go. Got another one. It's not one either. Make sure you have the right one, okay? Because there's so many of them. Like this one doesn't fit at all. Let's see. Like that. Make sure it's the right one. Okay, I'm gonna find the right bolt for that. For the meanwhile, we'll go ahead and install the high pressure one. As you can tell, we have new gasket there. This one is a nut, so make sure it goes in. And I know I have the right nut there, right here. All right, and we're just gonna tighten that later on. Double check, make sure everything is right. Okay, there you go. It's going in smoothly now. That goes in there. And this one, find the right bolt. So I'm gonna find the right bolt for that, and then we're gonna go underneath to put the AC compressor, the bottom bolts. Okay, so right now we're back underneath. We're gonna put this two lower bolts. And should have put that first. So this one goes in, and the other one doesn't. So you can tell. And let's go ahead and remove the top. All right, guys. I removed the top bolt because you have to put the bottom left first, right there, because they won't be able to get in. So make sure you put the lower bolts first before the top one, at least that side. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put back the top bolts again. I'll just do it right here from the bottom. Should be fine. And then once we got that tight, and we're gonna close up the close our fittings, our line. Okay, so while I'm underneath here, I might as well tighten those lower bolts for AC compressor. Same thing with top side. Let me see, let me get you some light here. There you go, those top bolt for compressor and also all the fittings, the high side, and the low side. And then you know if it's tight, you wiggle it. Make sure that there's no play. Same as this one. So those are good. So now I'm gonna go back on the top to finish it up and put back the rest. All right, so we're back here on the top side. I already plugged in the power right here, the connector, and then I'm gonna double check everything here if it's any movement. This is good. Check everything that you need to connect for your AC compressor. Once you think it's all good. Let's go ahead, install, and put back whatever we remove. Like this one, this fan. Let's go ahead, put it back. You just slide in there, and that's gonna catch it. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Sure. Catch from the bottom. It's a little tab that goes underneath, like a little post. Both sides, left and right. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go ahead, plug in the connector for that as well, and then go ahead put the bolt, and that's it for that one. Go ahead tighten that one, and then so right now we're just doing the reverse way how we remove everything. So now that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead put the belt back, get a tensioner, tensioner, and then put the belt back on, and then still good. I'm checking the bearing. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go ahead put everything back, and that's how you put the AC compressor for this 2008 Accord. I'm gonna make a separate video how to do the AC, different video for that, but I'm gonna show you later on once it's done. But that's how you install it. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys, so we just finished refilling it with refrigerant. So let's go check it. Our compressor. Let's let me get a light real quick. So you can see the compressor is running. Go ahead. Right there. It's spinning. It's good. And if you don't have this gauge, we can go ahead check with this regular gauge right here. We'll see if we have a good pressure inside. All right, let's go ahead put this on. Make sure this is close. This is close. It's all the way down. All right, see that? It's leaking a little bit, so it's close. So you can see we got a full. Can you see it well? It's on the blue side. So we're in full. That's good. And let's go ahead check our temperature inside the car. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Cold. Look at that. That's 40 and keep dropping too. All right. So now you can drive anywhere you want. in the hot weather, and then your AC is working good. All right, guys, that's how you install the AC compressor and diagnose what's wrong with the AC problem for your vehicle. And for this particular car, it's a Honda Accord, very reliable. All right, guys, thank you for watching.